There's no other way to put it. Brandon Pfaadt outdueled Chris Sale and is the best pitcher in all of MLB. Diamondbacks beat the Braves 2-0, and we are talking about a shutout. Turn on those cactus lights, baby. Let's go. And welcome into another edition of the PHNX Diamondbacks postgame show. Live from Studio K, presented by our wonderful friends at Circle K. Welcome in, folks. It's your mayor of PHNX, occasionally known as Derek Montilla. Thrilled to have you guys here, and more thrilled to be talking about the Arizona Diamondbacks getting the shutout win over the Atlanta Braves by a score of 2-0. And there's no other way to put it. Brandon Pfaadt shoved and outdueled Chris Sale and has honestly become one of the greatest pitchers in baseball currently. I'm your mayor, of course, occasionally known as Derek Montilla, and I am repping Ryan Blaney, who just got the pole position tonight. That's a whole other thing. We'll talk about that at a different time. But I'm not alone. I have you wonderful people in the live chat, and I have my dog and your dog. It's Damon Dog on the ones and twos tonight, a.k.a. Damon Fairall. And Damon, what a win tonight. This one was big. And I mean, again, this is another close victory. It wasn't a one-run victory, which the Diamondbacks have participated in quite a few of those games. But it was a big victory as far as the Dbacks pitching staff holding one of the best teams in baseball scoreless throughout this entire game, and Brandon Pfaadt honestly outdueling Chris Sale without there being, like I said earlier, any other way to put it. They win this game by a score of 2-0, and they improve to 65-58. Damon, you know what that means? Send our little healthy Geraldo Perdomo up Mount 500. Let's go, Road Warriors. The Arizona Diamondbacks are now 11-4 in their last 15 road games. And more importantly, they kind of own the Atlanta Braves, because in their last 9 games versus the Braves dating back to April 27th of 2025, the Dbacks are 7-2 in their last 9 games against this Braves team. And today's win 100% goes to Brandon Pfaadt. There's no other way to put it. Brandon Pfaadt was absolutely incredible tonight, as he has continued to be since returning to this team as a starter from AAA Reno. It's amazing the turnaround this man has had. And again, it's almost kind of ironic that he gave up a single in this game to the very first batter he faced. That was a play kind of misplayed by Ketel Marte, where Marte probably should have had it, but didn't. And Marte ends up exiting this game with left knee soreness very early in this one. So this 2-0 victory is kind of overshadowed a bit here by Ketel Marte exiting this game. Hopefully Marte is okay, because this comes at a terrible time. Marte has honestly been heating up lately offensively. He's been putting together some great at-bats. It feels like he has been patient lately, walking and getting singles and maybe smaller extra base hits rather than trying to hit the ball to the moon, as he has been known to do on an occasion. So there's no, right now, information updates on Ketel. I'm sure we'll get something from Torrey after the game, but for the most part, it's unfortunate that this amazing victory over the Atlanta Braves does have to be kind of, again, clouded by the fact that we may have once again lost another player due to injury. Hopefully it's just a precaution. I think this might be similar to when Perdomo was removed from that game with knee soreness, but that was a 7-0 score in that one when Perdomo was removed. This one was a 1-0 game for almost the entirety of it until late when Jimothy Tawa changed that. But Brandon Pfaadt is who we are here to talk about, because Brandon Pfaadt, again, was amazing. And again, gives up a single to the very first batter. After that, 3 straight outs, then a 1-2-3 second inning, then a 1-2-3 third inning. And then in the fourth, he got himself a little help there. Ryan Waldschmidt made one of the best defensive plays we've seen Ryan Waldschmidt make all year long. It was incredible. One of the best catches we've seen from any Diamondbacks outfielder. It looked like he had no chance of making a catch on this ball, but he was able to catch up on a Matt Olson fly ball that would have been most likely an extra base hit, and he ends up catching that one, robbing Olson, and he probably would have scored. I said this in a tweet from the account, but Olson probably would have scored on the single that occurred from the very next batter. That single by Michael Harris II was the second hit of the game that Pfaadt gave up. That was in the fourth inning. And again, that Waldschmidt play was a huge. Cannot say enough about how big of a play that was in a one-run baseball game. You don't know about how momentum shifts if they do score Olson there. There's just no telling what happens or how this game might unravel after that point.
How many plays from Ryan Waldschmidt have we seen like that this season already? In his rookie season, he's made like 6 plays that are almost exactly like that. Where I really just think that this outfield long term with Corbin, Lawler, and Waldschmidt, I mean, that's special, Derek.
It is, and I mean, I think the thing about it is Ryan Waldschmidt has already acclimated himself to a point on this team between the walk-off hit off the Dodgers, his at-bats getting better, even though tonight he didn't have a great night offensively, and those great defensive plays he's been making. I mean, you don't think of Ryan Waldschmidt as being a rookie that was called up this year who is still trying to find his way or figure things out Major League Baseball. Waldy is playing like an everyday, regular Major League player. It is the reason why he was the piece that was sought after by so many teams at the trade deadline. And what we're seeing now and the way he's contributing to this team winning baseball games is the exact reason that Mike Hazen would rather stand pat at the trade deadline or add another outfielder rather than giving up Waldschmidt, no matter what the return was. And I think that when all is said and done, every Diamondbacks fan is going to be very happy and thankful that we didn't give up Ryan Waldschmidt. Especially like Damon said, after seeing him already in his rookie season make so many plays that have impacted this game. And again, that's the kind of thing, that's the kind of defense that just gives you a jolt as a pitcher. It just rejuvenates you, It's literally like getting charged to 100%, watching a guy go that hard to make an out for you and making such a spectacular defensive play. Olson also got robbed by Ildemaro Vargas in the 7th inning of a hit, and that man probably broke a bat or two after the night he had with what the Diamondbacks did to him.
Aww.
I mean, Vargas made an incredible jumping grab.
How sad,
at
Derek.
Second.
You just hate to see it.
Yeah. Well, and again, I don't know if Marte came into this game with knee soreness or if this is something that developed after that first defensive play. So, again, if Marte is out there, perhaps Marte doesn't make that play that Vargas was able to make to rob Olson. So Vargy just, again, is a guy that continues to contribute to this team in so many ways. Defensively, he's been outstanding at any position he plays, and he just does it with that amazing smile on his face at all times. But after Pfaadt gave up that hit to Michael Harris II in the 4th inning, Pfaadt would go on to sit down the next 10 batters in a row to end his night. And he did end his night a little bit early. I think we here at PHNX HQ were like many of you out there who were very worried that this was going to turn on this team. We thought the decision to remove Brandon was very
questionable
to say the least. There was definitely, if we were playing the blame game tonight, but we're not, but if we had to, there definitely would have been a certain light turned on, and you know exactly what light I'm talking about. But the top of the 7th inning for the Diamondbacks ended up lasting pretty long. Ildemaro Vargas he was like the only guy in the starting lineup that wanted to win this baseball game, it felt like, in the 7th inning. He singled on a soft ground ball. Then he moved to second on a steal, his third stolen base of the year. He gets over to third base on a sac bunt by Tim Tawa, and then gets stranded over there at third base, which is something the Diamondbacks did offensively entirely too many times tonight. There were too many squandered opportunities. They were lucky that Brandon Pfaadt was up there mowing dudes down and giving them the chance to win a 1-0, 2-0 baseball game. But that would be the end of the night for Pfaadt. And again, 87 pitches. It felt like he probably could have given you 8 innings overall, but he does go 7, and he did it magnificently. I cannot say enough about Brandon Pfaadt. We talk about these pitch charts looking like beautiful little rainbows when everything's going their way. I present to you Brandon Pfaadt's pitch chart for tonight. Again, it's not exactly perfect, but as you can see, every pitch that Pfaadt threw landed in the area that he wanted to throw it. His four-seam fastball and his changeup were his 2 primary pitches in this one. That four-seam stayed up in the zone if it was in the zone, and if not, it was just slightly above the zone, slightly outside of the zone, but always high. Always high. And then the cutter, that complemented the fastball really well, because that pitch looks exactly like the fastball until it breaks and goes down in the zone. And again, that was another pitch that he utilized tonight. He did have a nice mix of pitches, but he primarily used his four-seam fastball, his changeup, and his curveball in this one. And again, all of those pitches he got multiple whiffs on. His four-seam fastball maxed out at 94.1 miles per hour tonight. It averaged 92.5, which is just a little below average for him this year. I think taking a little speed off of it for Brandon tonight allowed him to control it specifically well. It was muggy in Atlanta, so I think he just had a good grip on the ball all night long. I mean, obviously, the Diamondbacks were held to just 2 runs in this game as well, so it's not like they had much more offense. But again, as you can see there, Brandon, great night with his pitch usage. Got 4 whiffs on the four-seam, 3 whiffs on the changeup, and 5 whiffs on the curveball tonight, which was really working well and isn't necessarily a pitch that Pfaadt necessarily dominates with. So it could be another pitch that he is getting better with every outing and could be another part of his arsenal. But 13 whiffs total tonight. That is 13 swings and misses and 7 strikeouts. That is what the Circle K strikeout meter deserves, Damon. Light that bad boy up.
You know what's even worse about it? Is I don't even have a 7-1.
Yeah, of course you don't, because I don't think we've ever had 7 strikeouts from any pitcher this entire season.
We have had 1-9, and I believe that was either Erod or Brandon Pfaadt in a recent start. But you know what? Stick with me here for a second, Derek.
That's all right. We'll get back around. We'll come back
I will
around.
get this for the people.
We'll come back around.
They need to see it.
Pfaadt, again, getting pulled at 87 pitches. It made sense for that one reason that top of the 7th inning lasted so long, right? Again, I'm sorry, not the top of the 7th, top of the 8th inning. That was the inning. That was another frustrating inning for the Diamondbacks offensively, but they got a lot of runners on base. It took a lot of time. They had Perdomo single to lead off the inning. Moreno doubled with 1 out, Perdomo on third. Damon was instantly screaming that we are not going to score this run, and he wasn't wrong because we didn't. But that inning took a long time, that top of the 8th inning. So that is when Brandon Pfaadt was replaced. And again, I think one of the reasons why he was pulled at just 87 pitches was due to the fact that inning took so long. We've seen it before where guys go and sit in the dugout for too long and then they come back out and they have a hard time locating and finding the zone like they were prior to that. So I think that might have been the main reason. But again, 7 strikeouts for Brandon Pfaadt. Plug that bad boy in, Damon. Let's light up that Circle K strikeout. And again, great night for Brandon. 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 walks. Get out of here. 7K?
Guy's unbelievable.
He's unbelievable. I mean, Damon, he literally is unbelievable. He worked
uncomfortable conversations might need to be had about where he ranks in baseball. Uncomfortable.
I don't know if you remember this, but this is his 2nd consecutive start where he has worked 7 scoreless innings, allowing 2 hits or less. I'm going to say that one more time because I think it bears repeating. Brandon Pfaadt worked his 2nd consecutive start where he pitched 7 scoreless innings with 2 hits or less. Pfaadt is now the 3rd pitcher this season with consecutive starts with 7 shutout frames or more and 2 or fewer hits. The only other 2 guys, right-handed pitcher Drew Rasmussen for the Rays and a guy named Paul Skeens for the Pirates.
Ever heard of him?
Yeah, he did it against a team called the Dbacks back on May 12th. May 6th during the Dbacks and then May 12th against the Rockies. Ugh, hate to be a part of that. But I'm glad we're a part of it with Brandon Pfaadt because he has been incredible. And of course, there is no doubt about it, Brandon Pfaadt is our king snake for possibly the entire last month and a half. But Brandon Pfaadt is definitely our king snake tonight. 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 2 hits, 7K, 0 walks as well. And I cannot stress that part enough. Because again, we've had some guys do some, provide some good performances on the mound as starts like this. But again, you have to kind of pick and choose your battles. And those usually involve them either not having the level of control and command that Pfaadt had tonight, or just not wanting to honestly deal with some of the best pitchers in the opposing lineup, which is just savvy veteran pitching sometimes. But entering tonight's game, Brandon Pfaadt had a 1.32 ERA. 1.32 ERA entering tonight's game, dating back to his return from Reno. That doesn't even make sense. He has allowed 7 earned runs. At the time, it was 47 2/3 innings pitched. Now it's 54 2/3 innings pitched. I'll do the math real fast, Damon, just because I can't do it in my head. I'm not Jesse.
Never claimed to be.
I never claimed to be. Well, let's see. Divided by 54. That's a 1.16 ERA now. A 1.16 ERA.
Man. I just don't even know what I'm watching with this guy. And
I think we still discount him too, don't we? Do we not? Do we not still sit there and say, oh well, Brandon Pfaadt might pitch in the playoffs, but he'd probably be our 4th pitcher in the starting rotation. Excuse me. He's not even he's the best pitcher in baseball. Not even 4th best on our rotation. 1st best in baseball, Damon. 1st best.
Yeah, no,
I don't even know if that makes sense to say that.
That's obviously going to be a conversation about that's going to need to happen if we get to the postseason, and obviously, that's not set in stone whatsoever at this moment in time.
Absolutely not.
That was what I was talking about with Corbin Burnes being brought back. Is Erod's been the best pitcher on this team all season. Soroka's been fantastic. Brandon Pfaadt is one of the best pitchers in baseball right now. That's a pretty good 3 as is. Corbin Burnes, obviously the best player on the entire team, probably if he's healthy. I mean, we kind of have some dudes in this rotation if Corbin Burnes comes back and can actually start starting some games for this team. But it really is what a crazy world where we both agreed that the first half MVP was Erod. The second half MVP might be Brandon Pfaadt.
Yes.
As of right now, it is for sure.
How could you argue that it's not?
But I think that but when it's all said and done, we might be saying it's Brandon Pfaadt. What an insane 2 players to be your first and second half MVPs.
Especially considering the first half that Brandon Pfaadt had. This is a guy that had such little value as a starter, struggling, that they made him a bullpen arm and then decided at one point that they were just going to send him down to AAA Reno. I have to credit the guy that I think deserves credit most, besides Brandon Pfaadt, because we do that on this show. We give credit to the guys when it's their doing,
correct,
and we blame them when it's their fault.
Correct.
And we don't just always give credit or blame Torrey. But Jeremy Bleish, he needs to have some respect put on his name. He needs to be given his flowers for what he has done with the starters, with the relievers, with this entire pitching staff. We knew that he was transporting his laboratory from Pittsburgh with him over here to start creating some monsters, but did we really know that he was going to be able to turn Brandon Pfaadt into one of the best pitchers in baseball? Did we really think he was going to be able to get Erod to become the pitcher he was for the Boston Red Sox, the pitcher he was at one time where he was one of the most highly coveted starters in baseball as a free agent, right? How about what they've done to literally resurrect Michael Soroka and make him what he was during his all-star season back when he was like 20 years old with the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
Right? But on top of that, we just parted ways with Paul Sewald as our closer and as a reliever because he had, Damon, 3 blown saves. I would like to point out that Dodgers closer Edwin Diaz has 3 blown saves this week. This week he has 3 blown saves. And our bullpen has gotten so good that Paul Sewald was seen as a liability that we couldn't trust anymore, and we parted ways with him. Because the Diamondbacks have the next guy up. They have more dogs in there. They have a Brandon Garcia that turned out to be pretty damn good in that role so far. And he did it again tonight.
That trade looks pretty good right now.
Oh, boy, does it. Also, Juan Murillo, certified G, bona fide stud. As you know, you cannot teach that. He did give up a hit, which made us instantly want to scream about taking Brandon Pfaadt out of the game. And then he got 2 strikeouts.
What do you mean? I was always on that decision. I was always agreeing with that decision. That's why I tweeted it. The whole time I was like, Torrey, you're just calling the shots, brother. Take Brandon Pfaadt out before he's too tired to go.
Good stuff.
We all believed in that decision. But Derek, I can't help but keep thinking about the guy who told me that Juan Murillo is the reason that this team is being held back. I don't know what sport he's watching. I don't know what team he's been watching all season long. But Juan Murillo has about a 2.4 ERA right now and has been maybe the most consistent guy in the entire bullpen all season long. I mean, it's him or Garcia, right?
Yeah.
And it's just what world do you have to be living in to be, throwing around takes like that?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. It's some people just are watching a different team. But I mean, what a game, what a night.
Yeah.
Brandon Pfaadt, I felt safe as I continually do when he takes the mound these days. And yeah, I mean, what a turnaround for Brandon Pfaadt. And I think that where I keep going to with Pfaadt in particular, Derek, is just like he's also such an easy guy to root for.
Oh, I know.
He seems like such a good dude. Yeah. You've been around him a lot, asked him a lot of questions.
His family's amazing.
His family's awesome. I think that this is ideal. Brandon Pfaadt works it out. He makes it long-term as a starter for the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's extended already.
Faced adversity.
Yeah.
Looked like perhaps he was going to be maybe not even a starting pitcher anymore.
What the hell did they give Tim Tawa and Brandon Pfaadt and Reno?
I know. What did they do to these guys? I imagine the kind of podcaster I could be if I got sent down to Reno for just 3 weeks, Damon. I'll come back reading ad reads like nobody's business.
I wasn't gonna be the one to say it.
You'll never hear me say again.
I wasn't gonna be the one to say it, but I think that might be best for this show if you went to Reno for about a month. Learn some things.
I'm gonna lose some money.
Maybe we have you do post games for Aces games and just kind of get some reps in. Yeah. Get some reps in, see what works, see what doesn't, and then be back here and figure it out a little bit better.
Well, we're going to be right back here and figure it out because on the other side of this break, we are going to talk about this offense tonight, this frustrating offense that did get bailed out. Let's be honest. The offense got bailed out by the amazing pitching performance tonight by both Brandon Pfaadt, Juan Murillo, and Brandon Garcia there. 2 big game Brandons in this game and 1 certified G in Juan Murillo there overall. But we'll get to your super chats and talk about the offense on the other side of this break. Don't you guys go anywhere. You're watching the PHNX Diamondback Show. Well, Circle K is the place that I'm going to stop for a victory celebration on my way home because
doesn't get any better than that.
It doesn't get any better than that. It's the best place to get yourself fueled up all day long and to fuel up your vehicle as well. And you'll save money if you join the Inner Circle. I did that yesterday. Felt good to get sub $4 gas yesterday, didn't it?
Same here.
Oh,
unbelievable,
it felt so good.
Derek.
Felt so good to get sub $4 gas once again, and
that's
just
all
what
us Inner Circle members do. Sorry to keep cutting you off. I'm just excited to talk Circle K.
No,
brother.
I get it. I'm pumped too. I mean, Circle K is the place to go get yourself a drink all day long, literally all day long. You want to get yourself a celebratory aluminum can of Budweiser, Bud Light, or Michelob Ultra? It costs you $1.50 each at Circle K. Plus, if you're an Inner Circle member, you'll save on all sorts of stuff. You'll save on gas. You'll get 79-cent Polar Pops and 99-cent Frosters. All you got to do, use your phone number at checkout and save on all sorts of stuff. Like I said, sometimes I just pop that phone number in and 2 things I had in my hand get a discount I didn't even know I was going to get. So that's the wonderful way that the Inner Circle works. If you join the Inner Circle for free right now by downloading the Circle K app today, you can save money too. Terms and conditions do apply at participating locations. Visit circlek.com for details. And if you're ever involved in an accident or serious injury, you have to do your research because the lawyer you hire does matter. And that's why you should contact the husband and wife law team first. Mark and Alexis Breyer are the husband and wife law team, and their team brings hundreds of years of combined trial experience along with multiple certified specialists in personal injury and wrongful death, which is what their practice is all about. Their practice is 100% dedicated to injury and wrongful death litigation. They are experienced and specialized and equipped with the expertise to handle every aspect of your case. Plus, they do go to trial for their clients. They know what needs to be done to prevail in a courtroom in front of a jury and will do so for you. Now, nobody can guarantee the outcome of your case, but they can make promises to you as their client, including that you can cancel your fee agreement with them at any time for any reason. You may speak with one of their lawyers as often as you choose about anything you want to discuss, including whatever is going on in Reno.
Why is Brandon Pfaadt the best pitcher in baseball?
How did these guys become so amazing by going to Reno? And you have the right to trust that as your lawyer, they will tell you both the strengths and weaknesses of your claims so that you can make informed decisions. If you've had a serious injury, call the husband and wife law team first at 602-783-8841 or visit their website at the link in our show notes and tell them PHNX sent you. Well, this was a frustrating offense tonight, Damon. And like I said, they absolutely got bailed out by the wonderful pitching performance, but it was still a very frustrating night. And this was on a night where runs were a premium and we knew runs were going to be a premium. But let's take a look here first before we talk about the offense and get me all riled up. Let's take a look at some super chats that'll probably make me happy instead. Shout out to that name that I probably can't say for his $10.
Chili Choppin' Taco Bandits suck.
Yeah, that's it. You got it.
I don't think that's bad.
No, I don't know.
Chili Choppin' Taco Bandits.
Look. I've gotten myself into trouble with a super chatter too. It was when you were gone. Like, you let me say whatever, but Shane doesn't let me say the bad words on this show. So, and even then, I think it was censored. But still, I got to be careful around here. Thank you so much for your super chat. Appreciate you.
If you have anything to say, throw it in the chat.
Yeah, throw it in the chat.
We'd love to read it here on the screen.
Yeah. We thank you for the super chat. That's amazing of you. Cool Bro, our guy Cool Bro says, play to competition backs. Yeah, well, the Atlanta Braves are pretty damn good. So when you play to that level of competition and you win, then we should just all be happy.
Then you start to believe in the team, and then you play against the Rockies and you lose the series, and then you're out on the team.
Right.
Welcome to being a Dbacks fan.
This is the ups and downs of 162. Welcome to the show.
Especially this team.
Cesar and AZ says, the pitching is so good, best I've seen in a while, but can we just hit, please? Man, Cesar, you are not wrong. You are not wrong, because the Diamondbacks, again, they did get a run early, and it did feel like early on that they kind of were getting to Chris Sale in the first inning. And we knew runs were going to be a premium with Pfaadt and Sale on the mound tonight. There was no doubt about that. But the Dbacks got one early thanks to Geraldo Perdomo, who had an incredible night offensively tonight and deserves consideration for King Snake himself. He got things going with a leadoff single in the first inning. Then Perdomo moved to third on a Corbin Carroll double that was originally ruled a throwing error or fielding error. I wasn't sure. I think it was kind of both. But then it was reversed and Corbin was given the double. So you got Perdomo moving into third, Corbin Carroll on second. And then he comes home on a grounder to the right side by Gabby Moreno to make it a 1-0 lead. But again, this is an example of how this night went, because even though they did get that one run early, Carroll would be stranded at third with just one out, and the Diamondbacks wouldn't be able to bring him in. And how many times have we seen this recently with this team? Having a runner 90 feet away and not being able to manufacture that run in one way or another, either with a fly ball to the outfield or a hit. And look, it's easier said than done sitting here in this particular chair in front of these lights. I get it. But it just feels very frustrating. And little did we know that they would hold that 1-0 lead for a very, very long time. Right? Defensively, like I said earlier, they got some great plays from Waldschmidt making that amazing catch and Vargas robbing Olsen there. And again, these are those opportunities that those defensive plays kept this score what it was and kept Atlanta without any runs scoring. But they had plenty of missed opportunities offensively, and I think that was what was the most frustrating thing to watch in such a low-scoring game. You have Perdomo, who doubled in the third inning with one out, but then was stranded there at second. You got Perdomo and Carroll both getting leadoff singles in the 6th inning, or pair of singles to lead off that inning. And then they were stranded again with no advancement after those singles. And then the other, occurrences that we discussed earlier in the show, where obviously you had in the 7th inning, Vargas trying to do something, Vargas trying to manufacture a run. And God damn it, I love Ildemaro Vargas. I love the effort he puts in. I love everything he did, both defensively and offensively. And this is a guy who just had 1 hit tonight. Not even saying like Vargas tore the cover off the ball, but I feel like it's the effort. And especially in a 1-0 game, it felt like Vargas understood the assignment in a way that nobody else for the D-backs did at the plate. How important scoring that 1 extra run was going to be to give them a 2-0 lead instead of a 1-0 lead. And Vargy did that by getting on with a leadoff single and then stealing second base, moving, again, the sac bunt from Tawa. Love that. That puts Vargas on third with 1 out once again, 90 feet away to increase the lead. And you got Newbar striking out and Waldschmidt lining out to end the inning. And then you had the very, very frustrating 8th inning, which, again, covered but Perdomo singles. You got Carroll popping up. You get Moreno doubling to put runners on 2nd and 3rd. Jorge Barosa gets hit by a pitch to load the bases. And then you got Nolan Arenado popping out and Vargas lining out. So, again, even though that kind of contradicts my love for Vargas there a moment ago, it's just frustrating that this team can get so many runners on base once again in another game and not convert those runners. They had 10 hits tonight. They scored 2 runs. They go 0 for 14 with runners in scoring position. Gross. And they leave 10 runners on base. 25 runners have been left on base by the Arizona Diamondbacks over the last 2 games. In the last 18 innings, 25 runners left on base.
Yeah, I tweeted it out during the game at a certain point, Derek, and it ended up getting worse. But 15 left on base in the L to the Rockies on Wednesday. 0 for 12 with runners in scoring position at that point when I tweeted it, ending 0 for 14. I mean, I know those are different stats, so you're cherry picking a little bit, but it really is indicative of those 2 losses. It's not like they couldn't score in that one Rockies loss on Wednesday.
Oh, I know.
They scored 4 runs. They just should have scored freaking 12.
20.
Yeah, they should have scored 12. They should have scored 12 runs.
Yeah.
And then tonight, like they should have scored probably like 5.
Yeah.
There was multiple times where we were talking, Derek, in the early stages of the game when Chris Sale was out there on the mound. Not only were there base runners, not only was there bad situational hitting, but it felt like even some of the really hard hit balls were just going right at Braves outfielders, line drives at people.
They were hitting the ball hard, and they were loud outs.
Or foul balls. Barosa and Vargas both hit really hard hit balls with runners on base that both went foul. And it just, everything that possibly could go wrong for this team was going wrong, as it did on Wednesday. And it felt exactly the same in that there's just like a lid on the basket where nothing's going in.
Yeah.
Thank God they won this one, because you can attest to it. You were watching the game with me. I was doing negative gimmick all game long.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, this game's over. Yeah. We're not going to win. When we didn't get 2 runs across in the first inning, I looked at Derek and I said, we're going to lose because of that. And I want you to know this right now. And I was doing that all game long. And then they eventually proved me wrong. Don't want to say my reverse jinx is the reason we won.
No, Brandon Pfaadt is the reason why we won. But it's
definitely not the reason we won.
Yeah, your reverse jinx definitely helped. His reverse jinx was so good that it caused me to start writing like the headline and the show as a loss, just because I wanted to get in on the negativity too.
Well, and then I wanted to make the show post-game why Brandon Pfaadt is better than your team's best pitcher. And Derek wouldn't let me do it.
I was kind of in favor of it. I just thought it was a bit much. But I will say that, again, I thought at least if I have to change this from a loss to a win, it's going to be way happier than me changing a win to a loss. So
for sure,
we went down that route, and here we sit with a 2-0 victory. Not that we're trying to claim responsibility for this win, but give us some credit because we were partially responsible. Also partially responsible is Jimothy Tawa. Some call him Tim Tawa. We call him Jimothy around here. But up 1-0 in the 9th inning, Tim Tawa hit a leadoff home run to push the lead to 2-0. And if we are talking negatively about the offense, I do just momentarily want to bring up how angry this home run actually made me. because of course it happens with nobody on base and a leadoff situation, right? All the base runners we had in this game, all the multiple times that we had a chance for that home run to make it like a done deal, a knockout blow, all it did was add one run to the lead, And again, I don't want to undermine it because thank God for Tim Tawa and his 7 home runs. Like Damon said, he's been a different beast since returning from Reno, and I don't know what they're feeding them down there, but make sure you give Demetrio Crisantes a double helping, right? But Tim Tawa's 7th home run of the season went 406 feet to center field, had an exit velo of 103.3 miles per hour, and it was on a 1-2 count off of an 89.5 mile per hour slider. And again, this was a case where I think the Diamondbacks offense was as happy to see the Braves bullpen as the Braves offense was happy to see the Diamondbacks bullpen. Both teams were licking their chops there late because after watching Sale and Pfaadt dominate their lineup all day long, they were just thrilled to see anybody but those guys, right? So it was great to see the Diamondbacks add that run. I felt like that was still the crushing blow, overall here. Yeah. That was the thing that just kind of let the air out of the stadium there in Atlanta. And you got Lars Nootbaar getting on with a single after that, but then the Diamondbacks got 2 outs. Corbin Carroll gets intentionally walked, and Gabriel Moreno gets called out on strikes to register the final out of the game. But some good performances, even though this was such a limited offensive night for the Diamondbacks. Corbin Carroll went 2 for 4 with a walk and a double. Gabby Moreno 1 for 5 with an RBI and a double. Tim Tawa 1 for 3 with a home run and an RBI. And then Geraldo Perdomo, Damon, 4 for 5 tonight. And Perdomo's looking pretty damn good in that leadoff role. He's not getting a ton of extra base hits, though he did get one tonight. He had a double tonight. But more importantly, he's just delivering more performances like this where he is getting on base and finding a way to at least, be a runner, be somebody that can steal bases, cause that chaos on the base path. And his numbers are going up. His batting average is up to 252, and his OPS is currently at 744. So,
Derek, over his last 15 games, Geraldo Perdomo, because we're cherry picking on this podcast.
That's what we do around here.
375 BA. 434 on base percentage, 542 slug for a 976 OPS, and that includes 1 home run, 5 RBI, and 18 hits in that 15-day time period.
Amazing.
Are we back?
Do we resist the masculine urge to say we're back, or do we just say we're back because we might be back? And again, the top of the lineup is doing the thing again, Damon. Again, the 1 through 4 hitters came into this game since August 3rd as one of the best lineups in baseball. 4th in OPS, 4th in total bases, 4th in extra base hits, 5th in slug, 6th in average. And that has been a problem for this team all season long, the lack of production from the 1 through 4 hitters in the starting lineup. So just good stuff here overall. And the Diamondbacks, again, continue to also score early, and they are one of the best teams in baseball at doing that as well. But Juan Montilla now has held opponents scoreless in 11 straight games. It's pretty good. And Brandon Garcia, he has held opponents scoreless in 10 of his last 11 road games. Also pretty good. Don't forget, we have some other arms too. My baby boy, Gerardo Carrillo, so we'll get to that. But offensively, yeah, we need this team to kind of get things going a little bit better. They are now 10-6 in their last 16 games, and they are 20-11 in their last 31 games. So they've been winning games, but they really need this offense to start clicking. This, at least, I will say, leaving this many runners on base makes you feel like this team is this close to breaking through, though, right? Again, it's not that they didn't score runs in that Rockies game. They scored 4. They just didn't score enough to win it and had plenty of opportunities to score those guys. But tonight was another night like that. Even though they only had the 1 walk from Corbin Carroll, which is surprising, they still had 10 hits against Chris Sale and the Braves bullpen. So you feel like they were this close to one of those big hits, changing this game, putting a crooked number on the board, and giving the Diamondbacks more of a comfortable win tonight.
Yeah, it felt like you were easily the better team. I think when we look at the by the numbers here in just a little bit, Derek, we'll see that. Like it really wasn't even close tonight. What team should have won? I think that poor situational hitting was essentially the only reason that this was not just a blowout type of W, never in doubt type of game. So obviously, lots of things to improve. I hear the people in the comment section that are saying like, yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to be like thrilled about a game where we went 0 for 14 with runners in scoring position and
we won it. It's a dub.
Well, for sure, but I'm saying like it's like that's such a frustrating type of game in particular.
Yeah.
And I get that. I was the same way. You're sitting there raging your Arthur Fist meme the entire game, sitting there, and then you at the end of it, you look up at the scoreboard and you go,
"Oh, we won.
Oh, wait, we won." And so like, yeah, I mean, I'm obviously, you know me, Derek. I'm on the emotional roller coaster as much as anyone could possibly be on the emotional roller coaster.
More than your average fan, for sure.
It's over. We're back, but yeah, I mean, listen. That was a really good win today. All that matters at the end of the season is what's in the W column versus what's in the loss column, not like how many runs you scored or what it looked like to make that happen. So every single win, especially against playoff competition like the Braves, massive for our wild card chances.
I will say that Arenado was a bit of a black hole tonight for this team. He went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, and it felt like he was up to bat a lot of in a lot of those instances where they had runners on base, right? So he really did not do a great job tonight of delivering for this team. Not to say he doesn't. He's been incredible this season, but again, I felt like that was kind of the same case in the Rockies game as well. So it's been 2 pretty bad games offensively for Arenado. Maybe he needs a night off because I feel like they've been playing him a lot. And, I know he plays a lot every season, but, speaking for my fellow Unk, let's let him have a day off. Let's let him have a nap.
At least he brings it defensively, right?
Every single night.
That's the thing with Arenado is that you can live sometimes with the poor offensive showings, but it does feel like he has a lot of these games where he has game-breaking type of at-bats, plate appearances, where you're sitting there and you're like, oh, if he gets a hit, we're winning, and if he doesn't get a hit, this game is still wide open, and yeah, he did not come through tonight. I saw someone replied to a tweet of mine tonight and was like, he's Barry Bonds when there's no runners in scoring position, and then he forgets how to hit when he's got guys on base.
He's not the only one
to figure that out. Certainly not.
Chief Crazy Buffalo says, honestly, these frustrated wins are the biggest relief you can feel. And he's right. Because, again, these are the type of games that, as mad as you want to be about this team, these are games that happen throughout the season. And these are wins that are important because the Diamondbacks were not winning 2-0 baseball games over the last 2 seasons. Things were turning on them once the starter, once a guy like Brandon Pfaadt had the night he had, you were almost guaranteed that the bullpen was going to blow a game like this. A 1-0 game, I doubt we won many of those over the last 2 seasons. Yet this year, I feel like we've won a lot of close games.
Yeah.
And again, that trial by fire is forging this team into something dangerous. This is a team that is becoming battle-tested and ready for when they are in the postseason and games are close and pitchers are doing their best and you're not getting a lot of offense. Like, I know that might be scary considering how poor this offense is performing now, but hopefully to them by that point, they'll have played so many crucial games that they needed to win that it won't be anything new to them. It'll just be another day at the office, going out there and playing in a wild card round, going out there and playing in a division series. I do think that this experience and the fact that these guys understand how to win close games, they understand what matters in winning these close games, and they've seen a few of them slip away, that they are, again, a good team when it comes to this type of baseball. And they could have even been better, right? Ketel Marte, if he doesn't leave this game, perhaps he delivers in some of those big moments, considering how many of those guys at the top of the lineup were able to get on base tonight.
That's fair.
But also, again, I mean, you just got to tip your cap sometimes to baseball overall. The fact that games can be like this, that a 2-0 victory, as angering as it can be, is still the same number of wins as a blowout. And the Diamondbacks need every single victory that they can get at this point with how close this wild card race is. And we're going to take a look at that wild card race and the numbers from this game on the other side of this break. So don't you guys go anywhere. You are watching the PHNX Diamondbacks show. Well, financial success does begin with the right institution and the right account, and Mountain America Credit Union is that institution with their one and only MyStyle checking account. Designed around exceptional member service, MyStyle Checking is more than a box of dusty old checks. It's better than keeping your money in a shoebox, by far. I don't recommend that. I definitely recommend the MyStyle Checking account. It's the ultimate spending account. It's how we get things done. It's how Derek goes to the 50% off shop in level 300 and buys all of these cute little shirts that I wear. It's how I afford to go to San Diego Comic-Con, even though I missed that this year, and purchase all the toys that I have for the desk. But more importantly, it's the ultimate spending account. Whatever makes your life worthwhile, the Mountain America MyStyle checking account is right there with you, and it even comes with rewarding perks. You got yourself loan discounts, discounts on travel, discounts on events, and so much more, with new offers being added all the time. Plus, they also offer free financial guidance. With so many possibilities, how will you use MyStyle? Apply for your MyStyle checking account at any Mountain America branch or at macu.com/MyStyle. Insured by NCUA, membership is required based on eligibility. Some benefits require no cost registration activation. Terms, conditions, and exclusions to apply. And if you love hats, like Damon and I love hats, you got to check out Branded Bills if you haven't done so already. Branded Bills is taking over the hat world. They are everywhere. They have partnerships with over 40 universities, including ASU and U of A, as well as a partnership with the Phoenix Suns, making some amazing hats for all of us to wear and support those teams. But if you are looking for some gear that can help your brand stand apart from the crowd, look no further than Branded Bills. Branded Bills has you covered with the best custom headwear that you can find, and you can start your order today, and their dedicated team will help you create the exact custom apparel you need. Well, maybe not today. It's 8 o'clock on a Friday. Let's let these people have some time with their families and get back to it on Monday. But if you do contact them on Monday, they'll get you covered with both performance and with style, whether you need snapbacks, trucker hats, fitted hats, beanies, any kind of hat. They got tees, they got bags, they got merch, everything you're looking for. And again, all of that is made and covered with performance and with style. So they're a local company from right here in Mesa, Arizona. It always feels great to shop local. Head on over to brandonbills.com and use that code of BBPHNX15 for 15% off your first order. Damon, the numbers from tonight were something. And again, it just shows what a dominant performance this was by the Diamondbacks pitching staff, and perhaps just what a atrocious performance it was from their starting lineup. But the picture of Perdomo and Vargas is electric, I gotta say. And the Diamondbacks win this one 2-0. They had 4 extra base hits to 0 for the Braves. Nor did the Braves have any runners in scoring position tonight. Man, hats off.
They didn't have one runner in scoring position, and the Diamondbacks and Braves had the same average with runners in scoring position.
That's crazy. And they also had the same exact expected batting average as well, close to it. 233, 238. One team got 10 hits, one team did not. One team got 3 hits. But hard hit percentage, 33.3% for the Dbacks, 21.1. Not very many hard hit balls, but like Damon said, a lot of the outs there by the Diamondbacks were hard hit. And then the Diamondbacks did win their one and only ABS challenge. The Braves did not challenge at all. Just a weird night. Quick game and a dominant performance from Brandon Pfaadt. Cannot say enough, again, about what he gave this team or what he has been giving this team lately. And, I mean, if you're talking about how important and crucial every single win is, having Brandon Pfaadt going out there and giving you two earned runs or less now in as many starts as he has is just simply insane. Brandon Pfaadt has not given up more than 2 earned runs in a baseball game since April.
Unbelievable.
Since April 25th, that was the last time he gave up more than 2 earned runs. Now, he struggled a little bit there after that, and that actually was the end of his time as a starter. He gave up 4 earned runs, I believe, in a relief appearance where he only made it 3 innings or went into a game that we ended up losing to the Padres, right? But since that date, since April 25th, he has not given up more than 2 earned runs in any particular start. And since returning to the starting rotation from AAA Reno, he has not given up more, obviously, than 2 earned runs. He has several performances with he has 3 performances with 2 earned runs, 1 with 1 earned run, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 starts now since returning from AAA Reno where he did not give up a run. It's just unbelievable to me. And like Damon said, it's such a good guy to root for. It's such an easy guy to root for that it makes this story that much more special.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, you wanted to see this out of Brandon. You wanted it, you know. And to some extent, it's kind of the same thing that like a certain he who shall not be named accused me of like, you know, glazing Zach Gallen, which I would never do with the way he's been pitching. But if I'm being honest, it's kind of the same thing with Zach. I want to see Zach Gallen turn things around. And I think every single person here that's a fan of this team wants the same thing too. It's just unfortunate that it's not happening. And it's unfortunate that even if he was able to find a way, right, in a very limited amount of time to come back and help this team win some baseball games, it's still not enough time to make another Major League Baseball team believe in him to give him the kind of contract that at one time he deserved based on how good of a starting pitcher he was in baseball, right? It doesn't change the fact that reality is what it is, but it doesn't also change the fact that deep down inside, I think that you're not a real fan if you're not rooting for each of these guys to turn it around. And to some extent, when it's guys that have been in the system like Zach Gallen has and a part of our team and a part of our, you know, winning ways at one time was such a huge part of this team that, like, yeah, deep down inside, you might even want to see him turn it around, even if it's not with us. Jake McCarthy, it's frustrating to watch Jake doing what he's doing for the Rockies, but I don't think any of us hate it. I think Jake is just that much of a likable guy that we're kind of happy to see him having that success. We just wish it was still here with us. And that might be one of the biggest L's of Mike Hazen's time as GM of this team, quite frankly. And I don't even blame him because we were responsible on this show for supporting another outfielder that the Diamondbacks did go with over Jake. So
yeah.
Again, I'm not going to sit here and act like we weren't also on that same side as far as moving on from Jake McCarthy if the choice was one of those two guys. And we all picked the wrong one. But anyway, let's take a look at the wild card standings because these are fun. We're having some stuff going on. We're causing the Phillies fan base to have a complete meltdown about things we're doing over here and what the Padres are doing. So where are we at, Damon?
Yeah, I mean, I love Phillies fan crash outs. There's almost nothing better in the world than that.
I know you do. Well, as it stands now, here we are at the Diamondbacks 65-58, still have the same record there as the Phillies. And they still are in a tie there with the Phillies for the final wild card spot, if you want to call it that, though we currently hold the edge. And we do have another 3-game series against the Phillies that we have coming up. Should the Diamondbacks and Phillies end up in a tie after they play that 3-game series, then it's going to go to divisional record just like it does with the Pirates. And I don't know how good the Phillies' divisional record is, but they have a tough division that they're dealing with there in the NL East.
I know what our division record looks like.
I have a feeling that the Diamondbacks' division record's pretty good with all those wins against the Giants specifically and another 4-game series coming up against that team.
Yeah, I mean, our division record certainly is one of the better ones in baseball, you would assume.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I mean, you got to feel good if that's what it comes down to. So does that mean you would only need essentially one? You just need
victory? To win one game against the Phillies. You take 2, and it's a wrap, right?
That's absolutely huge, Derek.
I know, man. Tell me about it. And things are still very close, but again, some distance is being created there. And right now, like we said, it's kind of a 5-team race. You got the Marlins and the Cardinals both losing. The Marlins have lost 2 in a row, so that's really good because that, once again, is starting to put some more separation between the 3 of us that are fighting for this last spot and the rest of the pack. And that's what you want. You want the rest of the pack to get demoralized and give up and go off to their, respective Cancun plans, right? But anyway, that's where we stand, and we're going to continue to watch this like a hawk for the next 30, 45 days. That's our life now. That's our life. But hopefully the Diamondbacks can keep winning games like this one. And this is a big win, right? This is a great way to start off this 6-game road trip. If they can take this series against the Atlanta Braves and possibly move into taking the next series against the Red Sox, things look pretty good for this team. And again, they have some easier opponents on the schedule after that, including a Giants team that has just been in a tailspin all season long. So
where are the Giants at?
Oh, God.
21 under 500 with a team that's, I think more expensive than the Arizona Diamondbacks, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, especially taking on that Rafael Devers contract.
Man, you hate to see that.
You love to see it. You really do.
You do.
We're going to take a quick break, and on the other side of this break, we are going to take a quick look at the Diamondbacks' top 10 prospects. We have a brand new top 30 prospects ranking, and we're going to see where some of our new guys land on this list. Don't you go anywhere. You're watching the PHNX Diamondbacks show. Well, if you are looking for a way to keep this hot air out, especially as we close out the summer, keep some cool air in your house, and again, maybe even switch that around when winter comes around, do so through new windows in your home. Not only can they beautify your home and add value, but they can definitely help lower your energy bills, and you can do that at the Window Depot. The Window Depot, windows are what they do. It's right there in the name. Biggest inventory, best prices guaranteed. The Window Depot, in fact, will beat any price. Factory direct prices cannot be beat, Damon. And they also have in-stock inventory. It's why the contractors around here love the Window Depot. Not only do they have the best prices, but they also have the biggest inventory. And also, they do more than just windows. They got doors, they got cabinets, they got countertops, and they have a whole lot more. And you can check on exactly what they have by browsing and ordering directly at thewindowdepot.com with real-time access to in-stock products at your nearest location so you can get what you need when you need it. Plus, they offer in-house designers absolutely free of charge to help you get started on your project today. So check them out. Visit thewindowdepot.com and get started on your next project and see for yourself why they are way more than just a window store. Also, Pure Edibles was founded right here in Arizona in Flagstaff, and they are an amazing company. It's a full-fledged candy company offering more than just gummies, though they do have gummies. They have Kicks, which are their version of Starburst. They have Chews, which are soft candies like caramels, and hard candies, and all of these come in a wide variety of delicious flavors, which are clearly listed on each tin, along with the amazing effects of each candy. And that includes, of course, candies that can get you a good night's sleep, help improve your mood, or help you recover and offer some pain support. And whatever you're looking for, they have a candy for you. Plus, they have their collaboration with Mother Road Brewing Company, one of my favorite breweries, and the Tower Station IPA, which is one of my favorite IPAs. These two wonderful companies come together to bring us the THC all-in-one Tower Station device, which captures the crisp citrus and piney hops of Arizona's favorite IPA. So go find yourself some Pure Edibles products from one of over 150 dispensaries across Arizona, now including True Leaf. Oh, and speaking of needing some edibles, I'm going to need some edibles to deal with this group of maniacs because we are having, once again, our PHNX Fantasy Football Draft. And you can join us live at the Upper Deck Bar and Grill at Gila River Resorts and Casinos, Wild Horse Pass, on Thursday, September 3rd at 6 p.m. to watch us do this. You can watch the entire thing. You can come early. It's also going to be on our YouTube channel as well. We're going to have a live broadcast hosted by our MC, Leah Merrill, and our official play-by-play analyst, Petey. Cannot wait to see
Doesn't get
Petey.
any better than
It literally
Petey.
doesn't get any better than Leah and Petey being back together. Die Hard, your first drink is on us. Come early at 4:30 p.m. and you can watch the PHNX Cardinals do their thing live as they do their podcast, and then we are going to get to our draft. And also, very important information, Max Simpson is going to be fulfilling his Waffle House penalty this weekend. So if you are so inclined, keep an eye out on Max Simpson's socials to see all of the drama and pain that he goes through. But you can RSVP for free to come to our fantasy draft. That will be in the show notes. Damon, we have a new top 30 prospects ranking. And again, it's always kind of funny, especially when you lose a prospect like Daniel Egan, who was the Diamondbacks' number 5 overall prospect. And then a new ranking comes out. You can't help but wonder where a guy like him would have been on this list. Would his value have dropped? Would things have moved around? Would he suddenly be less valuable because of the number next to his name? I don't know. You never know. But now we have some new rankings, including a new top 10. We got Demetrio Crisante still at number 1 overall. He was number 1 on our last ranking. But the Diamondbacks' newly acquired draft pick this year, Ryder Helfrich, has moved into the number 2 overall prospect spot. Man, that guy has flown up the ranking and, again, being pretty impressive with some of his performances. Kason Cunningham is there at number 3. Diamondbacks pitcher David Hageman is up to number 4 on this list. And then catcher Carlos Virahonda, that was just the Diamondbacks minor league player of the month, comes in at number 5. Then to round out the top 10, we have Blake Bryant at 6. He's a right-handed pitching prospect. Carson Kearse, he's a shortstop prospect in single A. J.D. Dix, second baseman, currently at high A. You got Lou James Groover, which we know and love. And then Hansel Luis rounding out the top 10. He's a third baseman, shortstop, infielder. He's currently at Double A Amarillo with the Sod Poodles. But Damon, anything really stick out to you about these top prospect rankings so far?
I mean, Ryder Helfrich immediately slotting in at 2.
That's
I
pretty
think
impressive,
is
right?
pretty impressive. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the other guys are kind of made, I think, to earn it before they get put in that spot. So, that hopefully could be a catcher of the future here for this organization. Kason Cunningham, love to see that. Love to see him up there at 3. I think David Hageman looks like a really, really solid prospect. Virahonda is a guy that, like, people were saying, like, at the trade deadline, like, just absolutely unequivocally cannot put that guy in any sort of trade offer. So cool to see him rise as well.
Yeah, and we have 2 catchers now in the top 5. I agree with Jason too. The name Virahonda goes hard. That's going to go hard when you hear him say that he hit a Virahonda, like a call like that. It's amazing. Some other notable prospects. Cole Drake is down to 22. Jose Cabrera, I think, moved up a little bit to 21. I'm not sure where he was at before. Drew Jones, 23rd overall prospect. Slade Caldwell down to 24th overall. So some big changes there with those guys. Our favorite player of all time, Jun Sung he is currently the 25th overall prospect in the Diamondbacks organization at just 18 years old.
Yeah, but he's being undervalued.
Oh, I cannot wait. Oh, I know. Good. Don't. It doesn't matter. He's not going anywhere. So we're not trading him. He's ours forever. So leave him be. But that's it. That's for the prospect rankings. And, of course, we'll keep an eye on all of these changes. Mitch Bratt was the 12th. I'm interested to see if he gets enough starts this season to possibly come off this list. I doubt that. But I also am very much looking forward to the future as far as Mitch Bratt is concerned. I think that the Diamondbacks, like you said, between the extension of Brandon Pfaadt, Mitch Bratt emerging as a true major league starter, and again, just some other movement. Corbin Burns being here for the long haul, most likely, considering how this has changed things for him. This injury has changed things for him. Like, this pitching staff looks like it could be good in the future, at least better than we were worried it was going to be in 2027 and beyond. So feeling much better about things, and especially these youngsters definitely help us to feel even better about the future. But we're more worried about the now, and that's what we need to be worried about. But I think I'm tripped out asked earlier about Paul Sewald. Paul Sewald was designated for assignment, and since he was on a 1-year deal, he was just picked up, claimed by the Toronto Blue Jays, who also claimed Joe Mantiply when we did the same thing with Mantiply. So I don't know what they think they got going on up there, but anyway, that's what we got in regards to that. I hope that answers your question.
Good luck, fellas.
Good luck.
That's what I say to that.
Do we got any more super chats, Damon, or did we hit them all?
We do have one more super chat that came in from Cool Bro, who said, "You take a win against Chris Sale only having 1 earned."
Yes, sir, you do. You absolutely do. That's probably one of the best points of today's show that we did not make. So thank you, Cool Bro, for that. You absolutely do take a win against Chris Sale when you only have him giving up 1 earned run against your team. 100%. And you take wins when you're in this kind of dogfight for the wild card spot. You take wins any way you can get them. Any way you can get them. So, but I will say this much. We are going to still be here next week not going anywhere. Damon's not going anywhere. In fact, you got to watch along.
I'm here forever until the end of time.
Oh, yeah. Damon's out of PTO days, so he's not going anywhere. But we will be back on Monday, 12 p.m. with another show recapping this weekend. And then on Tuesday, we are going to be watching the Boston Red Sox, game 1 of that series together, or game 2 of that series, together as a family. So join us for a watch along, and then we'll be doing a post-game show after that game. So got a lot of fun planned beyond that as well, including our takeover at the end of this month. We got 1 ticket left for that takeover. So if you want to come, make sure you grab that ticket, as well as me and Damon and Kevin going on a boys trip to Las Vegas to do our shows from Circa. And we might not come back. Who knows? We might not come back. I'm just saying there's a non-zero chance we don't come back. But until all of this fun happens, of course, until Monday, hope you all have a wonderful weekend. You can follow us on social. I am at cap_caveman with a K. Damon is at Damon Dog with a DAWG. And as always, we're all Damon's dogs. Bark, bark. We're also Lucy's dogs as well, but that goes without saying. Our show is at PHNX_Dbacks, but as always, all roads lead to at PHNX_sports on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And again, we thank you guys so much for your time, sharing it with us here late on a Friday. It's your most valuable commodity, so thanks for sharing it with us. Transonic, he drops a Pfaadt in the chat, and he's right. Can we hit him with a fa, Damon? Do we have a fa? I mean, I know it's just, it's usually a negative thing, but I mean, I think we could do that for Pfaadt. I think we could do that for, there it is. Pfaadt! All right. That's what it's going to say in my head when I hear it. But again, we thank you guys so much for your time. We'll see you back here on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend. And remember, kids, baseball is fun, but it is so much more fun when Brandon Pfaadt is on the mound.
We all silly like the mayor.